Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into the intricacies of love, exploring the signs that may indicate you're afraid of falling head over heels. Before we continue, if you find this content valuable, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful videos. Now let's unravel the mystery behind the fear of falling in love. Number 1, understanding the fear. In the timeless words of Donna Goddard, don't be afraid of love or the course it will take. Choose love first and choose love last, and it will give you more than you ever give it. These words echo the universal human desire for affection and intimate connection. From the earliest moments of our lives, we yearn for the soothing touch of caregivers, establishing the foundation for our understanding of love. Yet, paradoxically, as adults, some of us find ourselves building walls when faced with the prospect of a loving partner. Enter philophobia, a term explained by psychiatrist Dr. Narita, characterizing an excessive fear of falling in love, proven to be detrimental to mental health and social relationships. To unravel this intricate tapestry, we must delve into the profound impact of childhood attachments. These early relationships serve as templates, molding our beliefs about how connections should unfold throughout our lives. However, when these foundational bonds are tainted by early traumas, they can lead to the development of defense mechanisms that unwittingly shape our current connections. For instance, a childhood marked by the presence of a depressed and anxious caregiver may render one insecure and dependent, unable to cope with strong emotions. Conversely, an emotionally distant relationship with a parent may tether us to the family of origin, causing us to put up emotional guardrails in our present relationships. Understanding these complexities is the first step in unraveling the fear that may be holding us back from experiencing the full richness of love. Number 2, signs you're afraid, actions and intentions. Picture this. You've met someone special and the journey into love begins. However, instead of reveling in the joy of this newfound connection, you inexplicably find yourself scrutinizing every move your partner makes. Clinical psychologist Dr. Firestone sheds light on how your attachment history can significantly influence your ability to create emotional distance in relationships. For instance, someone with a dismissive, avoidant attachment style might resist getting too close to others, resenting the feeling of dependence. Their discomfort grows when their partner expresses a desire for more closeness, interpreting it as neediness and prompting further withdrawal. On the other hand, individuals with a fearful, avoidant attachment pattern might instinctively pull away when relationships become too intimate, yet also fear abandonment if their partner begins to distance themselves. Reflect on your past actions. Were there moments when your behavior didn't align with your feelings? Were you overly critical, perhaps fixated on flaws that, in reality, were minor or non-existent? The negative internal monologue, as pointed out by therapist David Brusher, is a byproduct of your self-critical inner voice. The more critical you are of yourself, the more critical you'll be of others, especially those closest to you. This inner critic serves as a terrible life coach, subtly urging you to generate emotional distance. Imagine your partner putting in 90% effort, yet your focus is on the 10% that remains incomplete. This critical lens can lead to unnecessary conflict and, ultimately, distance. If you find yourself nodding along to these scenarios, it's crucial to recognize and address the underlying fear of falling in love. By silencing your inner critic and embracing the vulnerability that comes with deep, emotional connection, you can pave the way for more genuine and fulfilling relationships. Number 3, detached, emotional detachment. Emotional detachment, another sign of the fear of falling in love, manifests when you struggle to engage in deep conversations, especially those involving emotions. Dr. Firestone explains that this detachment serves as a defense mechanism, shielding you from the perceived threat of getting too close to someone you love. While it's natural to feel nervous at the beginning of a relationship, avoiding vulnerability can hinder the growth of a meaningful connection. Think about those moments when your significant other poured their heart out to you about a challenging situation. Did you find it difficult to fully engage in that conversation? Emotional detachment not only impedes communication, but also impedes the development of trust and intimacy, key components of a thriving relationship. By recognizing this emotional detachment and understanding its roots, you can take proactive steps to overcome the fear and build healthier connections. Falling in love inherently involves taking risks, and if you're afraid of vulnerability, you might unintentionally keep your partner at arm's length, missing out on the richness that deep emotional connections can bring. It's essential to foster open communication and create a safe space, where both partners can express their feelings without fear of judgment or rejection. Number 4, second guessing. Have you ever experienced the roller coaster of emotions that accompanies an incredible date only to be haunted by self-doubt the very next day? Dr. Firestone identifies this phenomenon as a telling sign of a deep-seated fear of falling in love. The elation of a promising connection becomes tinged with skepticism and apprehension. This internal conflict often manifests in a torrent of doubts, with a nagging voice whispering, "He's just being nice," or "He's not that into you." These self-sabotaging thoughts are indicative of a fear deeply rooted in the fear of loss, a fear that traces its origins back to early experiences of not feeling love during formative years. Dr. Firestone explains that the moment love is within reach, this fear of loss becomes activated, leading to a cascade of second-guessing and overthinking. The fear of being vulnerable, of fully embracing the love that is presented, prompts actions that push the partner away. It's a paradoxical response to closeness, where the anticipation of potential loss overrides the joy of newfound connection. In essence, the fear becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as the individual unknowingly sabotages the very love they crave. Recognizing these moments of second-guessing is pivotal in breaking free from the cycle of self-sabotage. It involves not only acknowledging the fear, but actively challenging it. Embracing vulnerability becomes a powerful tool in dismantling the barriers erected by fear. Rather than allowing doubt to dictate actions, individuals can learn to lean into the uncertainty that comes with love, understanding that the risk of potential loss is an inherent part of the profoundly rewarding experience of opening one's heart to another. Number 5, secretive, difficulty in advocating. Navigating the delicate terrain of romantic relationships. Have you ever found yourself resorting to passive-aggressive tendencies, struggling to articulate your true feelings? According to licensed marriage and family therapist Allison Gomez, this may be an indication of a deeper fear of closeness within the relationship. Individuals grappling with this fear often face daunting challenges in advocating for their genuine desires. Rather than openly expressing their discomfort or needs, they may inadvertently resort to passive-aggressive behavior, creating a subtle, yet formidable barrier that obstructs the path to genuine emotional intimacy. Gomez sheds light on the intricacies of this behavior, explaining that those afraid of closeness may harbor difficulty in vocalizing their true feelings and advocating for what they really want. The struggle lies in the avoidance of open communication, leading to the adoption of a passive-aggressive approach. This tendency to keep certain thoughts and feelings veiled in secrecy may result in relationships that, despite enduring the test of time, exhibit a sense of unfamiliarity. The fear of disappointment and vulnerability can lead to the preservation of low expectations, inadvertently inhibiting the depth and authenticity of the relationship. Overcoming this pattern requires not only self-awareness, but also the courage to break free from the shackles of secrecy. Gomez emphasizes the importance of creating an environment where partners feel empowered to openly express their needs and desires, fostering a connection based on mutual understanding. By dismantling the walls of passive-aggressiveness and advocating for open communication, individuals can pave the way for a more profound and fulfilling relationship, one that transcends the superficial and allows both partners to authentically express their true selves. Recognizing the signs of the fear of falling in love is the first step towards overcoming it. Love requires sacrifice, but it can also be one of the most fulfilling and selfless challenges you will ever face. Instead of being afraid, embrace the vulnerability that comes with love. Because as they say, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. If you can relate to any of these signs, share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Until next time, take care and keep spreading love.